Please just note that this interview is being recorded through my body cam as well as her body cam for insurance purposes. I hope you consent to that because if not, um,
I
this
think one of the
interview won't go
signs
any further.
outside says something about, recording inside. So yeah, I give consent.
Okay. Okay.
Do you want to
Start
start or
off.
me?
I'll start. I'll start with the most obvious question. What makes you want to be a peace officer for the state of Los Santos?
I see so many people speeding through town, and there's a lot of gunfire around the city, and I'm just trying to fish sometimes, and people snatching people.
I'm
I
being
just
a
want it to
hard
be safer.
ass.
Absolutely,
We're
absolutely.
on interview number 2.
Same.
What is your what is your greatest strengths and your strongest weaknesses?
Strongest strengths would be communication, 10 codes. Um, Weakness would probably be my driving skills. It takes me a minute to get used to a new squad.
Okay.
Take it you've been a cop before.
Yes, I worked in Sandy Shores at that police station one time. It was I just never thought I'd come down to the city. I've
So
always
you are a
lived in
transfer?
Sandy Shores.
Did you work under the previous BCSO department in this city?
No, I did not.
Okay.
Okay, so it was another city. All right.
Okay, tell me about a time where you had to go above and beyond the call of duty in order to get a job done.
I'd say going to scenes after they've pulled down to pick up evidence. And one time we got a major arms dealer that in where I used to live. So I facilitated that a lot.
Okay. Give me an example of a time you used good judgment and logic in solving a problem.
Every day comes with problems, so it's really hard to choose one. Um, do you want to make that a more of a broad statement for me?
Yeah, give me an example of some a time while on duty in your previous department that you had to make a decision using what's provided to you information wise, and you had to make a judgment call that would not only affect yourself but affect multiple people on that scene.
Okay. This one time when somebody was holding up a gas station, we were outside securing the perimeter and making sure that the hostages were still all right. One of the new recruits had said that they wanted to open fire because they had clear range at sight, and the hostage the people had took the hostage weren't really around the hostage, so they felt that it was you know within this SOP to open fire. So we didn't end up doing that. We went around and breached. Uh, the hostage did get out, but we were not able to uh, have the robber alive during that. They
Virgil using
they
my shit.
they did choose to shoot. So
Okay. Harvey?
I'm here. Just keep going. I'm trying to submit the last interview. Oh, if you already did it, then that's fine. All right, yeah, then we can wait till then. So go. All right. Um, what would you? How would you describe yourself as far as your personality and character and judgment?
Strong, clever, responsible, loyal. I have integrity. Is that good enough? Or do you want it like
I
just
don't know.
one
You
thing
tell
and
me.
describe it?
Uh, Whatever you think is good enough. Just
I
it's
think
all
those are
space.
very positive attributes to me.
All right.
What are you seeking, or why are you seeking a career as a police officer, and how far do you see yourself going?
I'd never planned to leave the last department I was for. It just kind of, shut down. So I plan to stay as long as you'll have me. And like I had said before, I'd like the streets to be cleaner of violence. It shouldn't just be a norm to, go fishing and expect to be, mugged or something.
So, you had mentioned that you're, from the county. I've served in the county and in the city and elsewhere. And one kind of important thing is people that are from the county are usually very for the county. Um, at this time, we don't have a BCSO. It's previously been shut down.
No, I'm
Is
aware.
that something that
That's
you would
fine.
have an issue with, not being able to be in BCSO, and do you struggle with being in LSPD? I've noticed a lot of county people don't like LSPD.
No, that was just where we had, the major uh department. It was all under one thing, so it was also a part of LSPD. I'm completely fine with being LSPD because it was usually where I was, but I lived in Sandy Shores, so that's kind of how I got started out there.
Okay. Harvey?
Yeah. So law enforcement operates a 24-hour a day, 7 days a week. Are you what what are you able? Jesus, I cannot speak today. I'm sorry. Are you able to work a variety of shifts, or are you looking for one specific shift?
It would probably be or would you like my Apple Watch's zone on it? I just keep it at a weird time zone.
You
Yeah.
go for it.
Okay. From like noon central to probably, 10 central. It just depends.
Okay, so you'd be somewhere between um, the
I
morning
think that's
and
second
the
shift.
peak.
All right. Yeah, that's
I'm
fine.
not saying that if I was working, at, 10 p.m. central and it was, a very busy day, I wouldn't stay longer, but it's just, usually when I go to
So
bed, it's 10 o'clock at night, but I do understand being an officer,
eh,
it does expect some hours to be changed, but, you know,
so we
if
do have unless the chief has changed it and I am not aware of it, we do have a 4-hour requirement per week.
that won't be an issue.
Okay.
I'm not surprised it's more.
Ask for that much here because we don't want to make
We
you
also
Overwork
get
feel.
people. I
that
understand.
we also get that people have lives, spiritual lives as well.
Um, well, I guess we can move on to the next question. What are the sources of your stress in your personal and work life? And how is a way that you manage your stress?
Well, I'd say, I'd say fishing, but sometimes it's not very safe there, so it's also the cause of my stress. So I fish to de-stress, but then get stressed because of the fish and people. So
Where do you
it's a
fish?
hard question there. I'm trying to get soul so I can upgrade this pole I got, but
Whereabouts do you fish though?
over by the pier.
If you go up to the guy up north, there's another fisherman that sells bait up north.
Yeah,
It's
right
a lot
outside of
quieter.
Polito.
A lot quieter.
I mean, it is a bit of a Jesus. Like, what is it? A convoy moving out? Jesus.
It
Um.
looks like it. Holy shit.
All right. Police officers need to be able to handle conflict. Tell me about a time when you had to resolve a conflict with someone.
That happens a lot. So I mean, the worst was when we had an attorney come to the cells to try to bail this guy out that we had in there, and it turns out like he didn't have his credentials on him. He was not a certified guy, and it kind of was like a ruse. But they had like 4 other guys come into there and try to hold up the PD station. I was able to de-escalate the situation just by talking. I mean, I lost everything in my pockets, but I mean, they did leave, and there was no casualties there.
Um, I guess this is a little bit more of a personal question, but are you easily discouraged? Do you struggle with, or do you get anxious or irritated easily?
I wouldn't say yes, but there's some people, some city people that do my head in. So it is a city focus. So that's why I like it up in the country, you know?
What goals do you strive to attain once you become an officer?
I'd say a better driver, maybe, because it's just I don't know what vehicles you guys all have in your garage down there. I mean, they're coming and going often, I hear. But
So we have a few right now. There's this police department's supposed to be getting more hopefully soon. Los Santos, the police department.
Right now, for like your basic officers, and I think it's subject to change, but as it is right now, it's a Buffalo STX. There's also some Crown Vic looking things and a, FPU looking things like a Scout. Um, for your senior officers, I believe it just goes up to a fugitive. For corporal, there's actually, let me take that back. At senior officer, you could apply for most of the certs. So officer can do marine, senior officer can do moto, air one, heat, all that.
Uh, Pause. Hey, quick question. So this lady has a license plate number. She needs to know the type of vehicle the plate comes back to. It's for her divorce attorney. Can we assist with that? I don't know the answer to that one. Okay. Did you hear that, ma'am? Hello. Yeah. Did you hear what my Okay. So unfortunately, that is still
how long have
qualifies
you
as
been on the
giving
force?
out personal information. We would need you to, or you or your lawyer to. Yeah. Although I will say I'm sorry about your divorce. I hope it goes smoothly. Alrighty. Of course.
I understand. Similar. You just did. When's the last time? It'd be about 10 months ago. Uh, well, we could go back to the story of the one of the with the lawyer. I mean that would be about a year ago.
Alrighty. You're driving along with your partner. You hear gunfire. You see two people run out of By the way, this is a scenario question. You do. You see two people run out of an alley where the shots were fired. One runs towards you, the other away. As your partner exits the vehicle, they are shot by the individual running away. What do you do?
I attend to his wounds, radio for help, and if he's actually in need of me to my officer to do first aid. If not, then I would shoot back at the individual that had just shot at my partner.
All right, that's a good answer, decent answer. One thing we would like to see out of that as well is um, giving out over RTO a description of the suspects as well.
Yeah, rendering aid, and also kind of tying it all up, making sure that you're secure, your partner's secure, your partner's getting, treated for whatever he needs to be treated in that situation, and establishing a perimeter with, your radio comms, your backup. And obviously, you would like to engage in that situation. Just the 99 or the downed officer would take the priority over the engaging of the suspect. But it really depends. It's case by case, and rules are meant to be broken sometimes, but only under certain real strict circumstances.
I don't know if I already asked you this question because a lot, like you said, a lot been happening. What are your biggest strengths and biggest weaknesses?
Well, that was the first thing you had asked me.
Okay. If you already answered it, that's fine. I couldn't remember if I asked that. No, I'll let you read that one. That's your favorite quote.
Yeah, for real, it is. Okay, so you notice a dog walking on its own. Yes, a dog. It's wearing a small vest with tiny bags on it, and as it crosses the road, one of the bags drops open and it reveals a white powder from within. What do you do?
Is this in the street? Is this in a building?
In the streets, you see the dog is
In the
crossing the
street.
road.
Okay, I would grab the evidence if I'm an officer at the time. Obviously, put it in an evidence bag, then try to catch the small dog and see if it's got a collar and possibly explosives. You want me to go further?
Yes, please.
Okay. Dog doesn't have collar. There's no explosives. Just drugs. I take the dog to the pound. Unless you guys have a spot for live evidence?
I think that would
Do
be
you,
the male
do you?
locker room.
Male locker room. Okay, then I would lock the dog in there. Yes.
Okay, that's not a bad answer. A possibility in that would be to obviously call that in and then maybe follow where the dog is going. Little sneaky, get some more evidence. You know.
Alrighty, I just have one more question for you before we wrap this up. Gonna be very personal. Two questions. Gonna be very personal, right? All right. First question: pineapple on pizza.
Yes. On
Hired.
occasion.
Hired.
It's got to be something
Jeez.
enjoyed like
Just
right after
no.
it's
Just
cooked.
no.
And
Dude,
yes,
it's amazing. What are you talking about?
it's not my go-to.
No.
Like if I'm gonna put one, from the deep freeze into the oven, it probably just gonna be cheese or something, But on occasion, if it's
I'll let it
fresh,
slide.
pineapple on pizza slaps.
This next question will determine how well I like you. Reese's Pieces or Reese's Cups or a Butterfinger?
Expired Butterfinger or Reese's Pieces.
No, I did expired. I didn't say
Yeah, it gets
expired.
more crunchy.
Is that a thing?
If not, then
Hey, I'm gonna
then the
say, is that really a
Pieces.
thing?
Please tell me that's not a
Yeah.
thing.
No.
No, bro. What?
You do okay. I'll say what some people did. They put it in the freezer.
Okay, that's understandable, but hey, I'm not eating any expired chocolate.
If it's the only chocolate you got, I wouldn't be complaining.
All right, so which one you going with?
If it's not expired, then the Pieces.
Okay.
I
Just
mean,
like
I
the
can't be
lights.
mad at that. Like, the Reese's
I
Cups
can't
are
either.
kind of fire, bro. Like, let's be honest.
I can't eat both of them. It's just too much peanut butter at one time.
100%.
Oh, there's no such thing as too much peanut butter. Come on now.
I'm gonna ask one last question here. I'm not sure how new you are to the city and how many connections you've made, but if you have a friend, let's say, who's in an organization and you come across them while you're on your job, how confident are you in yourself and in your ability to complete your job competently and without prejudice?
100%. I haven't met too many people that I talk to in the city. I've met quite a few people, but I would have zero issue doing that.
That's what I like to hear. Also, just reason we kind of asked that question, at least I like to have that question asked, is because I'm one of the heads of internal affairs. Alrighty, well, that will conclude your interview today. Please give my superiors, our high command members, at least 7 days to reach out to you on whether you have passed your interview or not. And if you have passed, then you will move on to the academy.
Awesome. It was a pleasure meeting both of you.
You as well, man. Yeah, well, go ahead.
Am I able to ask for your phone numbers? Shall I call you here or?
Oh yeah, I can. Oh, my phone number, yeah.